So CommonFloor, is one of the, so it is our flagship product, Maxim Technologies.
Okay.
And the value that CommonFloor offers to somebody is that we help him find, live and manage his dream home.
Okay.
So it is best understood with an example. So if there is a person, let's say Raj, and his age is let's say 27, and he's now considering to buy a home, and most probably it's going to be an apartment. The recent survey says that 85% of people would prefer apartments to stay in.
Yeah.
So CommonFloor comes to his help by helping him find the right apartments.
Okay.
He can come to CommonFloor and do an extensive search on available properties in his areas of interest.
Okay.
We help him get in touch with the right sellers, and once he finalizes his home, we help him become part of his residential community.
Okay.
So if he buys an apartment, then he becomes part of the residential community of that apartment society.
Okay.
And then he can, if the apartment is under construction, then he can stay updated about the construction progress and any issues with the delivery of the house.
Okay.
And if it is nearing completion or it is ready to move in, he can get access to the handbook of services.
Okay.
He can get access to do's and don'ts of the society. It's like a very quick induction to the apartment society.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And once he's living there, we help him get connected with nearby services which are recommended by his neighbors.
Okay.
And for example, if Raj has a kid who wants to go to a kindergarten school,
Yeah.
so neighbor recommended kindergarten schools in the neighborhood.
Okay.
Things like that. So typically apartment societies are managed by association of owners,
Yes.
and this is where the management angle comes into the picture.
Okay.
So the apartment societies use CommonFloor for putting up their official communication and
Okay.
managing the directory of people who live there.
Okay.
For individual people, it's like a directory of people who are in my neighborhood.
Okay.
So I can do a quick search on people, let's say, who are going to Infosys, so that I can do some carpooling.
Right.
Or I can create a group of other parents whose kids go to DPS,
Okay.
or maybe whose kids go to Ryan International School.
Okay.
So these are the angles that we deliver.
And also basically what we say, there's this entire circle of things divided in 4 quadrants.
Yeah.
One is getting yourself knowledgeable about how to buy.
Yeah.
Be creative to that. We help you with various kind of information which help you decide how to buy, what to buy. Then after you have said what you should know before buying, you want to know what are the projects that fit your criteria.
Okay.
CommonFloor Real Estate helps you do that.
Okay.
Once you have bought, you have 2 years generally in the new project where you want to completely understand every detail that's happening within the project, because you have put down the money, you're waiting for possession, and you're not really sure what's going to happen.
Right.
You're unsure about the quality, you're paying the EMI, you're paying the rentals. So there you can connect with your future neighbors.
Okay.
And in the final stage where you actually moved in, now you want to live and live very harmoniously with the community.
Yeah.
It helps you to gel the community, helps you organize community events and celebrations, helps you run the entire society.
Okay.
And majorly these are focused around either external vendors that you require to manage, you can manage here. You have money management, accounting that you need to do, you can do it here, as well as issue management. So all your needs get catered. That's why we say find, live, manage.
Okay. Okay. So essentially, once I identify a property, I can, let's say, book it, in the sense I can visit the place, book it, and I can also monitor the progress.
You can actually monitor the progress not just by the builder, as the builder says, also by the other buyers, because you find them very relevant because they are in the same shoes as you are.
Yeah.
So you can connect with these buyers sitting wherever you are in the world,
Right.
and still get the updates from their mouth, which is very, very genuine for you.
Okay. So how is CommonFloor different compared to other real estate platforms or portals like, say, Magic Bricks or 99 Acres and so on?
So what you see right now on the surface is our current form. But what we are building underneath is a property solution for 2025.
Okay.
So with that in vision, we are building blocks and pieces, an apartment community as well as our current format, and there are a lot of other components which are missing.
Okay.
We are building those. So as of now, you might just find that we are almost similar, but we are definitely much different when it comes to usability, the quality of information that we have even right now. But very soon you will see some real game changers out of our labs.
Okay.
And majorly, if you see the current players in the market are classifieds.
Yeah.
If you replace any other classified site with that site, you'll not find a difference.
Right.
Everyone is just a classified plain listing. Also, when you go to those sites, you say 2 BHK core Mangal, 2 BHK Mangal. Now, that could be a choice, that could be a super luxury project, you do not have any idea.
Right.
And even someone says 2 BHK Prestige and I'm sitting in NR, I don't really know what that means. Whereas if you come to CommonFloor, instantly you get the difference. So first you see the project, the product, and 80% of the amenities etc. are shown there. So you get 80% information there itself about what you are looking at. And then the listing, the classified listing on that product. So it's a kind of product selling compared to a classified selling on the real estate aspect itself. Besides that, within our communities, so communities, the entire of communities into real estate is complete innovation labs. That's the same reason we have been awarded TR35 by MIT, right? Young Innovator Award this year. Because no one else is doing it. So we are very, very differentiated in this market on the surface of it because you have not seen anything else before you try to compare with what you have seen.
Right.
But definitely there is a lot of difference there.
Right. Before starting, so what made you start, CommonFloor, and why exactly, focus on the real estate side of things?
So, working in Oracle was not that bad. Work was decent, the team was great, my managers were really good. Also got to work on some pending technologies. But then, with my energy levels, really high back then. So, Oracle was not the right place for me. I was always filled with ideas and solutions. I was actually a good programmer, so I could think that I can solve certain problems which I am facing myself.
Okay.
So that was creating some sort of uneasiness in myself. Why not just quit my job and start something?
Okay.
So that made me quit. Vikas is my high school friend.
Okay.
So we go back to high school, we used to prepare for IIT together. Even when we were in college separately, I was doing in Bangalore my graduation in computer science. When he was at IIT, we used to talk about doing something, starting up. So he quit after a lot of uneasiness. He said, no, let me take the plunge. Same was happening with me at SB Labs. Tremendous place, one of the greatest places to work. You really like a cushy job, 9 to 6, perfect place to go. But if you really have something burning inside you and you really want to grow beyond the base of the industry, you have to actually jump into the entrepreneurship. Okay. So that's where we used to keep sharing our thoughts, and he took the plunge and I said, okay, let's go ahead. We decided to move into this particular vertical. Okay. Why real estate is also very important. We identified that there was a gap of communication. So one of the instances where Lalit was staying in an apartment and he had a friend staying in the same apartment and they did not know each other for 6 months. Right. Unless there was an issue in the apartment and everyone had to assemble. And we found that issue very common in Bangalore. We were not really doing the neighbors. So that's where the entire idea germinated of creating communities. And also we always wanted to impact the society very much. And currently by getting into this sphere of home, so we say we are a home portal, not just real estate, we are a home portal. So at home we are going to impact every single guy's life because home is everyone's dream and it's the biggest investment in life. So this makes us really, really passionate about it.
And this does not it did not start always as a real estate portal. It was basically solving a need which we identified that apartment society guys they need a common platform.
Yeah.
So it was as Vikas pointed out, I was living in an apartment block, very small block here in India itself, and we faced this difficulty that the BWSSB guys had cut off the sewage connection from that apartment. Okay. Because the builder hadn't paid the dues at the time of construction, and it was sort of a problem which was like a countdown timer. And in spite of people living there, like out of the 25 flats there were 3 owners and rest everybody was tenants. We were all there. We could have found a solution, but we were not able to find a solution because owners were not reachable and people were busy in their day-to-day lives, so there was no one platform where we could exchange ideas. There was a notice board, but that was very shabby. Okay. And being tenants, people are not that serious. So owners actually had to come on board on a platform and they should have taken a call. Right. So that instance was like a germination of this idea that we ourselves being the IT generation, and we think that we used IT in our information technology while working in corporates It's very easy to reach out a team. It's very easy to reach out some person with an email address, and there are forums, there are blogs where knowledge is shared. We thought some sort of a solution could have solved this situation. So with this idea, we were just thinking on it. Then we were living in 3 different apartment societies. We went out on a user study. We talked to users, and we found that it's a big need.
Right.
The people were using Yahoo groups and Google groups, and even to the very bare minimum capacity, to just keep everybody informed.
Yeah. And most of those groups were created during the construction times, and after that they really did not use much of it.
Right.
And importantly, it also struck us, 8 hours of your day, you are completely surrounded by IT.
Yeah.
That is like only a third of your day. 16 hours, you're not really using the power that you're already using at your home.
Yeah.
So this power would actually be harnessed. You actually need the IT to run your homes better.
Yes.
Because majority of your life you're spending at home.
Exactly. Yeah. So when you started out, what are the challenges that you faced? I mean, were there funding challenges? Were there time, talent?
Surely every single one of them, yes.
Right. We have sort of, we might have committed, every mistake which is possible, and we have seen everything that one should not see. So starting from the product market fit, that was one of the very big challenges, because we ourselves were relatively very young, just 23, 22, and we were trying to solve a problem of a homeowner, and we were like 5 years behind home owning cycle. So talking to users, understanding their needs, and coming up with a product, iterating very fast. So essentially getting the product and market fit, that was the very initial challenges, and we were all gung-ho for getting that. So that was first accomplished. The next challenge was the trust deficit which people have for young startups in India. So since we were dealing with people who were senior managers in big IT companies, so they were always concerned about, okay, you are, let's say, 2, 3 people startup. Why do I trust you with my data? Why do I trust with you, trust you with my communications? And I can trust Yahoo or Google or maybe any other portal, big portal. But tomorrow, what happens if you shut down? What happens if somebody acquires you? So those were some, the next set of challenges.
Okay.
But with a good product, you can definitely overcome all of that. So we had a good product, people started to use it, and gradually we were able to overcome that trust deficit. Then the next set of challenge was, to run it sustainably.
Right.
Because we were growing in terms of users, we were totally running out of our own savings. And since we were doing something unique, we got attraction of some VCs, and by 2009 beginning we had angel round by Axel India.
Okay.
Post that, the challenges were of different kind.
Right.
We were just trying to get some people on board to work with us, and those were the challenges.
Yeah, majorly that. There is very much. If you go specifically, I'm not sure about the other market. The Indian market, people are very skeptical. They are always in a wait and watch mode.
Yeah.
So you go there, and more importantly, if you have innovative product, it's very difficult to explain. So someone who has only seen a dog, if you try to explain him what's an elephant, he will still remember dog. So that was the kind of scenario initially. But there were few people who had that imagination, so we actually got across to them and we started building ourselves. Everyone understood there was a need. But how it can be solved, because there were no parallel. They only had email groups that they had used.
Right.
So that's all they could fall back on. So the scenario of dog and elephant is always there.
Right.
So that was one of the challenges initially. Definitely again, while going to hiring mode, everyone here, specifically let's say in Karnataka, people who won, they had that Infosys dream.
Right.
So everyone wanted to go for a brand.
Yeah.
And in India, the risk appetite is very low.
Yes.
Specifically if you're good, all you dream about is maybe a Google or maybe a Cisco or maybe a Microsoft. That's the biggest thing. You do not really dream about a challenge of your own or challenge in a startup where you can really grow. And people are nourished only for a job kind of environment and not really having an entrepreneurial skills. So these were some of the challenges, except the financial challenges and running the entire company in the show. Because there is a lot of infrastructure things involved we are not really knowing about. There are a lot of financial requirements that we have. We are techies.
Yeah.
So as an entrepreneur, you need to know beyond technology a lot more things. Technology actually forms a smaller part of the entire business. Although it's the biggest part of the innovation, it's the smallest part of the business.
You named the brand as CommonFloor. Why CommonFloor? What does that signify?
Sure. So since the problem that we wanted to solve was for an apartment society to start with, And apartments have floors, people live at first floor, second floor, third floor. We wanted to give them a common platform. So it was just out of discussion that we came about this name, CommonFloor. And fortunately it was available, so we got it.
Importantly, it was available. And more importantly, it's self-explanatory.
Yeah, so trying to bring everybody.
It's like saying, you live in whatever floors you are separately, there's one single platform which brings you together.
And in terms of technologies, what technologies do you normally work on?
So this actually evolves with the stage of the company, the stage of the product.
Yeah.
And when we started, when we had less than 100 users, it was just about getting things fast as possible. So we chose technologies and frameworks which were easy to build on. So LAMP stack was the default choice, PHP, MySQL, and it was out of a virtual private server back then. Then the traffic grew, the user base grew, then we moved to a dedicated server. And earlier it was just all out of one server. Now multiple servers are there. We have split the application into multiple components, and then we have technologies chosen specifically for the component.
Okay.
So just to give you some buzzwords, if we have the tech stack that we have right now includes PHP, Java, MySQL, MongoDB, Memcache, Solar, and NFS. Our entire infrastructure is right now on Amazon Web Services, AWS Cloud.
Okay.
And we are also exploring, just making it absolutely distributed over message queues and making these components talk to each other over REST APIs.
So primarily, can I say you use more of open source frameworks?
Open source is definitely the choice, primarily because of the support out there. If you just take Apache itself, right?
Yeah.
The amount of documentation available on Apache outnumbers, IIS or any other server, like 1 out of a billion.
Yeah.
So that's it. So that's the default choice for any startup.
Okay. And so initially, you both started out and you went on.
I'm really sorry, there's Sumit also.
There are three of
us.
Okay.
We started currently.
So three of you started, and then what are the initial challenges you faced in hiring your first set of employees?
Initial first set of employees were, so first of all, there are two challenges that a startup faces, specifically in pre-funding phase. One is about the money that they can offer, okay? And second is attracting the right guy. So you can offer a lot of money, but you may end up with a guy you really don't want. You may not have enough money and for a guy you really want. So those were specifically initial challenges because there was no brand known. We really did not have an infrastructure in office. Everyone was looking at a very glitzy space the way we are right now. So those were initial challenges. So we had to strike that people as to which company, and they were really jittery. And specifically because some of the people who have had experience in Indian startup, Indian companies, most of the Indian companies are serving the service life. So Indian product industry has pretty much evolved, I would say, post 2006. 2007, 2008 is where most of the major products we do have Red Bus or you have Flipkart, etc. coming into India. So Indian product industry was not known, and services people had a bad experience. So hiring was a challenge that way. People just did not want to trust a non-brand.
So there are a lot of good alternatives out there. I think when it comes to job market, there are many companies, big companies hiring always. So good thing with CommonFloor was that we were three guys. So we individually took up product management, technology, and business development as three functions of all three of us. So to a good extent in time, we were not quite in dire need of somebody to help us. We were sort of managing on our own. We got some interns from our college, and then when we actually needed extra hands, more smart people, smarter than us, then we sort of fall back on our college network. So the initial set of our core team, it is all formed by friends from college. So Manoj and Rahul, they were the first two
people whom you know or had got through references and so on.
Right.
Yeah, because they know you and trust you better.
Right. Because it's a chicken and egg problem, right? You need talent to become big enough to attract more talent, and talent will only come when you are big enough. So I think it was a chicken and egg problem for us, and thankfully, being from a good college, it really helps. You have a network of smart people.
Okay. So when you hire people, what exactly do you look?
The first and foremost is his skill.
Skill.
The reason we are hiring him.
Okay.
That is he capable enough for that particular role?
Okay.
Second is his passion for that particular role. So is he passionate to actually say if we are hiring someone for technology? So is he a good technologist? Is he detail oriented? Second, does he know around the right tools?
Yeah.
And if you hire for business, we also see has he done sales, etc., marketing, etc. What is his previous experience? But definitely, anyone who's we definitely take those risks where we find someone really smart, and he hasn't developed the skill set yet. But he's really smart, and we hire people. So sometimes we hire for a particular role. Sometimes we just find a really smart guy and we think he can fit the organization. We give up.
Right. Do you have any plans to go global? I mean, you're growing in India, and I think there's quite a lot of room to grow. But are you looking at markets outside India as well?
Certainly.
So that's on the cards, but
Yeah, on the cards, but not on.
Okay.
See, since ours is a very, I would say, we're a local company, actually. So when we grow, we have to grow global. We also have to grow local in those places.
Yes.
So all our strategies would be aligned to those places. We do have experimented here and there. There is good reception, but we do not want to defocus at this point of time.
Right.
We want to build India and move on.
Okay. And what do you see in store for CommonFloor in the next few years? I mean, in terms of growth, like if you're at X, what kind of growth are you looking for 2, 3, 5 years down the line?
As I said, we are building a solution with 2025 innovation.
Yeah.
So you'll see some real big game changes out very soon,
Okay.
and those would, in theory, they would definitely disrupt the complete real estate market.
And importantly, from the time we started building, we always started to build in the business terms of $1 billion plus businesses. And in the terms of touching more the users, we wanted to build something like a Google. Google is default for your search.
Yeah.
CommonFloor will be default for your home.
Oh, okay.
Anything regarding your home, you'll be buying, renting out, selling, connecting to neighbors, or running this entire home. We come to CommonFloor.
Okay. And in terms of your hiring plans, like how many people are you currently in total?
We have more than 140 right now.
140, okay. And how many what's the growth you see in terms of?
We have actually, if you see our growth in last 1 year, we were 20 to 140, so we have grown 6 times.
Right.
And we still see this momentum continue for at least next two quarters.
Okay.
Because not just, we have now operations in multiple cities.
Right.
So we are not just here,
Yes.
we are hiring people across cities.
Okay. And that includes all kinds of talent, be it technical
So,
or business.
Business, technical, everyone. So we always keep our houses open to someone really smart.
Right.
Business also gets priority.
Okay.
In technology, definitely we need more and more people, because we are not just one out there SaaS application or out there one plain website. We are a platform.
Right.
So we have multiple things into it, and we need technology to actually help us enable all of this.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much for your time.